friends, wherever you are in the world, welcome to the arena. This is RC Addict Raceway, home for TITC 2026, this extraordinary race. This is our Monza, our Indianapolis, our Bathurst, one of the most incredible circuits on the world of RC, and this one of the most incredible events. We're here for TITC 2026. My name's Scott Guyatt, here on behalf of RC Race Media and Scotty Ernst Productions. Today, Wednesday, we're going to take you for a tour around the facility. I want to show you what makes this place extraordinary, what's going on here as open practice continues in the lead up to this weekend. Over my shoulder you can see the racetrack here. We're in the northern suburbs of Bangkok, just about 40 minutes out of the CBD. This venue here, RC Addict, has played home for the race the last 10 years or so. It started life in 2002, just around the corner at RCS, home of the 2008 World Championships. And since then it's moved around a couple of spots, but it's been here at RC Addict for the last decade or so. Extraordinary facility. You can see, you can get a sense of the arena almost setting here with the stand, and we'll go and take a look at that in a moment. You can see the track surrounded by banners. What you can't see on the screen, but we can tell you, is the grip is incredible. It's hot, it's 35 degrees, something like that, nearly 100 in Fahrenheit. So it's hot, it's sticky, it's muggy. The best drivers from all around the world are here. We're going to take you for a little bit of a look and show you around this facility here at RC Addict as we work our way into this event. All here along the left-hand side, all of the hobby stores. So 3 different hobby stores selling everything and anything that a racer could need to go fast here at RC Addict. We've got food vans out on the street. We'll take you for a look at those a little bit later on. It's not just a racetrack, it really is a village almost with stores. And we'll take a look inside one of the hobby shops here, FRC. Got all sorts of bits and pieces on sale here, and as I said, this is one of the 3 venues, 3 hobby shops in the venue. There's offices, there's private pitting areas, there's all sorts of things we're going to have a bit of a look at. There's food and drinks available here, and I said we'll take you out on the street shortly and show you the street food. It's really just a suburban street here in Bangkok. As I said, we're about 40 minutes north of the CBD, and it is just a suburban street. There's a KFC across the road, there's an indoor golf simulator next door. You take 2 steps off the street and you're here right in the middle. Come with me, let's take a walk through the pits. We won't stop and chat with people at the moment because today we just want to show you around and give you a sense of what's going on. So as we look around, just to your left there, that's where racers are checking in and buying merchandise, t-shirts and so on. We've got the brand new TRF 421X on display over here as well. We might see if we can get you a shot of that. So it's all business today. It's Wednesday, we're in the last day of open practice, and racers are checking in from around the world, getting tyres and tech sorted, and of course dialing in. And that's where all of the tyre sales and so on happen, down here on the left. Back around over my shoulder is the tech area, so racers needing to come and check in and tech their cars today, make sure that electronics, batteries, chassis, there's lots of classes here, and we'll talk you through some of the different classes. They have very particular rules. So this is where racers come and get checked in for tech. And then just before we go into the pit area itself, we'll give you a quick look behind the scenes of this is the control practice board. So racers are given a number token, they come on in and nominate a spot on the board here, and that's how the free practice works. It's been working 9 days, 10 days, something like that. Someone was telling me yesterday they've been here. One of the things that makes this race so extraordinary is that the track is open all day, every day. The lights go on in the evening, practice continues. Racers have literally been here for up to 10 days already, and we're not even officially underway yet. So we'll take a walk down through the pits. We've got all the pitting teams down here, so we'll try and pick some out. We've got a hobby wing squad here, first of all, on the left, one of the motor and power companies doing some support. And then we've got the big Infinity team, plenty of talent in that Infinity team, all sorts of skills and potential. Bruno Coelho, 4-time champion here at TITC, of course, leading the charge in that team. Andy Moore is here as well. He's a 2-time champion and a past world champion as well. I just had a look at the board, and what I can tell you is that there are only 3 former winners of the mod class in this event that are not here. That is an extraordinary kind of statement about how much this event means to the racers who come and race here. We've got Axon here on the left, and then down the far end is Team Yokomo. And then on the next table we've got Automatics. All of the big teams from all around the world are here. The pits are abuzz. They've been abuzz all day, every day. And I've only mentioned modified touring, of course. There are 6 or 7 classes. We've just got to kind of barge our way through here, really, don't we? On the right we've got Team Mugen and LRP. working hard. They're Ronald Volker on a high after taking the win at the Euro Touring Series just a couple of weeks ago. Then we've got some of the Express team over here on the left down the far end. There's more of those guys around the back we'll see in a moment. And then we've got a big team X-Ray as well. David Ronifolk's here, of course. Adam Isse's here. Martin Hoodie's here. Alexander Hagberg, twice a winner of this race, is here for X-Ray as well. Just doing some work there on body shells. There's a lot of experimentation that's gone on over the last week and a half, and body shell's just one of those fine little details that goes into winning this race. So that's the X-Ray squad. If we swing around to the right, we'll spot the Team Titan. So a good crew there from Team Titan. And then we'll take a quick duck in here, and this is the kind of, probably a bit too noisy for us, but cleaning bays, cleaning stations, compressed air and water and so on. So racers making their way back in here, anyone that's grinding tyres, those kinds of things can all happen in here. It's one of the classes here, the Tamiya Porsche Cup local class running the Tamiya. I think it's the TAO2, as we take a quick squiz out into the surrounds of the racetrack as practice continues. This is one of the lower spec classes that's going on, practice going on here. I think I said there are 6 or 7 classes. The modified class, of course, we all know. Just about every other class here is unique in a sense to either to this race or to racing in Asia. We've got the boosted class, which is brushless 13.5 turn motors, choosing from a range of motors and then free in the speed control. So those cars boosted almost as quick as modified, hitting 100 kilometres an hour down the back straight. We continue to work our way here through the pits. We've just got the last of the X-Ray squad on our left, and then we get down into the lower pit area. One of the things that amazed me when I arrived here yesterday at RC Addict is how every square metre of this place is just used. It is packed. So anywhere there's a spare bit of shade, there's a pit area set up. We'll go and show you some pit areas that didn't fit on the facility that are out in the street, but this more of some of the Australian squad are here on the left. We've got some more of the Express. Oh look, the Australians have brought some little personal air conditioners with them. That's not right. If you're Australian, you shouldn't. They might not be Australian. They might have come from the Northern Hemisphere. We've got Team Express down here as well. I counted up before, I think there are 10 or 11 chassis manufacturers with a genuine chance at making a modified A final here this weekend, and Express one of those. I'll go through the list in a couple of minutes. We've got a small squad from Team Iris here as well, down from the Northern Hemisphere. Cars being worked on, tyres glued. As I said, last day of open practice today. Mr. Shinadachi's here with a Kyosho shirt on. We'll check and see if we can find out if they're running a Kyosho car a little bit later on. And then we're going to have to duck outside, I think, because we're not going to fit our way through that very tightly packed area of the pits. I said that we're just here in a suburban street, so that's it. We literally just step out of the pits and we're into this laneway. You're not allowed to paint bodies inside the pit, so we've got a little... you never know what you find out here in the laneway, but this is where body painting happens. We'll duck back inside. We won't kind of push our way back in, but Team Shoemaker are in here on the left. Mikkel Orlovsky, Mattia Polito, Simon Nicholson from Australia. We won't go too close into there. We've been asked not to show some of the cars that might be seen on tables. And then Tamiya here. So Team Tamiya running the new 421X with Atsushihara as a guest driver this weekend. Now you might think that is the end of the pit area. You would of course be mistaken. Come with me. We're going to go upstairs. You get a lovely shot of my calves as we go up the stairs, because that's just level 1 of the pit area. And in fact, Tony can scan around and give you a sense of just the buzz, the energy, the noise that's going on around the place. We're looking down over Team Infinity here. Naoto Matsukura, 4-5-time world champion, I think he is, across a couple of disciplines. Jesse Davis from Australia, part of that squad as well, making the move to electric for this year. And then we look back over to the merch and tyre area. We're upstairs now on one of the upper levels, and what we find up here is a whole lot of private pit spaces. So racers can, I guess in a sense, rent these places, and some of these rooms are extraordinary. They're all set up with all kinds of tooling and equipment, and we'll see if we can just knock on a door here and poke our nose in. Can we just have a quick look at your private room? We'll give you a quick look. So this is kind of typical of what's up here. So there'll be half a dozen racers pitting in here. They can leave their own gear all here all the time. The air it's beautiful. It's cool in here. We might stay in here, Tony, I reckon. It's pretty nice in here. So it's a bit tight up here, but you can see how long this hallway is. And this is what... Okay, so this side on your right is a new addition in the last couple of years. I think the rooms are all fairly similar. We might take a chance and just poke our nose in one more of these. Hello. Have a look, and you can see bodies hanging on the wall, all kinds of equipment, and the guys just tucked away up in here, their permanent home here at RC Addict Raceway. Incredible facility. The air conditioner is blazing away. Again, I think Tony will just relocate up to this private pit space up here. Got their own timing screen, keeping an eye on things. Orlovsky, fastest of all so far, just ahead of Ronald Volker this morning, that is. So we'll keep going down. There's pit rooms either side of us here. You never know what we might find if we poked our nose in behind some of these, so we won't do that. We can't see into them easily. And this facility just goes on and on and on. And then we'll duck around to back towards the track now. There's another little space up here for lockers, so racers can keep their own equipment here during the week if they want to rent a locker and keep that all locked away. And we can look back down over the pit. So we've just walked from one end to the other. We've been in those private pit rooms that are along the right-hand side, you can see there. And now we're down what would be the western end of the facility, looking down over Team X-Ray. And then we come to another whole row of pit rooms. These are marked as VIP rooms. So I think some of these are available for rent, and some of the companies have rented some of these rooms for the week. I know Mark Reinhardt's in one of these rooms up here. I think that's his room there, but I don't see him in there. So we won't probably go barging in looking at things that we shouldn't perhaps look at. So yeah, there's 4 or 5 of those VIP rooms. Infinity have one of them. I'll have a quick look in there to the Infinity guys. So this is and you look at the view out over the racetrack. So it's an incredible location to spend the week here, wrenching, working, preparing, and looking straight out over the racetrack here, the western end of the racetrack. And we'll take a look at that track in a moment. The facility it's just an extraordinary place. It just goes on and on and on. Like I said, every square metre is used. And we're coming around now to what is the driver's stand. And you can see drivers out on track practicing and queued up. There's a whole scanning in kind of entry system here. So when you come and sign in for the race, you're given a scan card and attach that to your radio. You come and bump that on. Here's one. Here's an example. So that's how you get in. And like we said before, we showed you that whiteboard downstairs where drivers are booking their practice times. In here on our left is race control. So that'll be a hive of activity over the next couple of days. 14 drivers at a time up here on the driver's stand during practice. That means we can get through a whole bunch of races over the course of the week. Oh, there we go. We'll follow Ludo in for a quick look at race control. So again, this is where the magic happens and will happen over the course of the week. The guys just getting set here today, making sure everyone's entered and we've got all of the details. We'll go and get out of the way there. There's a few other things I wanted to show you while we're on this tour. So we'll head back downstairs. We might duck around into the pit lane area as cars are going out on track for practice and coming in. Practice here just running like clockwork. Every 5 minutes the bell rings, drivers pull in, leave the driver's stand, the next group go immediately out. So 30-second changeover at the most. It's an incredibly well-oiled machine in that regard. And so this brings us trackside here, and we've got the next group of cars ready to go out. This is the non-boost spec class. So these are running a 17.5 turn motor that we'd be familiar with, although not necessarily off any approved list. There's a bit of an open range of kind of what would you call outlaw motors. Motors have to be from sponsors of the event, so there's a list of about 5 companies that sponsor the event who provide motors for this class. And they're also using body shells that are off a short list of body shells. So they're Tamiya. We might see if we can have a close look at one of those cars. I'll borrow your car for a sec. So there's a whole range of about 4 or 5 different body shells. There's a Porsche, this is a Honda CRV, I think it is. There's a Nissan Skyline, all sorts of things that are on the controlled body list for this non-boost class. We'll have a closer look at that over the course of the weekend. But just one of the support classes here alongside the headline modified and boosted brushless classes. There's also rally cars, there's front wheel drive, there's a ladies fun class, these big wheel kind of crazy things. So That's Trackside. You can get a feel for it. We face to the north here, and so the sun is over behind the building. This front straight stays in the shade all day long. And then as the afternoon progresses, more and more shade comes across the track. So by about 4:15 local time in the afternoon, the track is in full shade, and it becomes what is known locally here as happy hour. The grip comes up, the lap times go down. That hour or two from 4 o'clock onwards through till about 6 is an extraordinary kind of period to sit trackside and watch. Let's get a little noisy in there. We'll go back. I just want to show you a couple of other things as we kind of almost at the end of our facility tour. Like I said, it's almost like a shake your head kind of crazy thing that's going on here. 8-9 days worth of practice. There's still another half a day today and a half day tomorrow of open practice before we go into seeding. I said we took 2 steps off the street to get into the track, and I'm about to show you exactly what that means. Before we do that though, remember I said every square metre of the place was used? Here's the footpath being used. So for this event, the guys bring in a... We'll go down the end here and stick our nose in. There's about half a dozen of these air-conditioned site sheds that are available for rent. So there are drivers, groups of friends who've got together and rented a shed, and then some of the manufacturers have rented a shed. We'll just stick our nose in here with this shed full of friendly Australians. Oh, and one friendly Englishman, Tom down in the corner there. So this is the kind of what's going on inside, air-conditioned, nice shade out of the way, out on the street here. Not a bad spot. So there are about 6 of these site sheds because such is the size and scale of this event. No matter how much of the facility is used for pits, there just isn't enough space. I'm going to finish by saying we step straight out here onto the street. We try to be careful not to get run over. And here we are, literally 2 steps off the side of the track. We're out here on the street. All down to your right, my left are local food vendors. I'll come and I'll show you what I had for breakfast this morning. So an extraordinary collection of like amazing Thai street food, freshly made to order. And then over behind there's KFC and there's corner stores just down the road and so on. I had the red Thai curry this morning for breakfast. Doesn't sound like a normal Australian breakfast, but it was pretty good, and this is right where it's cooked. I went for this one up here, the number 3 on the list. Can highly recommend with the poached egg on top and all the cooking just going on right here. So there's so many things about this race that people love. The track is amazing. The best racers in the world come from all over the world for this event. That's incredible. The location here in Thailand, there's something kind of special about being in Thailand, being here. We'll just go back quickly trackside and finish off this little story. So yeah, being in Thailand in the Mideast, the Asia Pacific kind of area, there's something special about that. The food is amazing. The price, the travel is relatively affordable. And one of the other racers said to me this morning that so as we look at the building, we'll just take one quick look up the stairs. We won't go up there. Actually, we will. I'm going to finish up here because I want to show everybody something. So upstairs here is the Thai headquarters of Ride RC. They've provided space for us for the week. So their offices and facilities are up here. But I want to show you one special thing that's just inside the door here. As we look outside, I want to show you this wall of championship bodies. So we'll just pan around here and you see if you can see what sort of bodies you can see of past TITC winners, past world champions. The likes of Mark Reinhard, Atsushi Hara, Andy Moore, Surakan, Alexander Hagberg. It's just a great collection of body shells here as we kind of share something of the history and the story of TITC. We're going to duck through and go out, give you one last look at the racetrack. I'm going to squeeze past the boys here in the office. We're all recording. So it's one of the homes for some of the media teams. RC Racing TV are here. And then we get back out trackside. It's like a rabbit warren, friends. If you've never been here, it's extraordinary. I've been here 24 hours. I'm still shaking my head at just how much is packed into this facility. It is an incredible race that's ahead of us over the next 4 days. It's almost impossible to pick a winner. There are only 3 past winners of mod touring. I think I said this a few minutes ago, that are not here. So in the 23-year history of this event, there are only 3 people who've won it that are not here this weekend. The field is incredibly deep. We're 6 weeks out from the World Championship. This is already the most important touring car race in the world of an annual basis, but when the Worlds is just 6 weeks away, it makes this event even more important. That's in the mod touring class, of course. The boosted, that 13.5, extraordinarily fast. The non-boosted touring cars are going to be there. The Porsche Super Cup, we talked about those Tamiya cars. The rally cars are so much fun to watch them drifting and sliding and wheel spinning. I've heard rumours there's a jump that comes out for the rally car class. We'll see about that. Welcome to TITC 2026. Big thank you to Rad Bodies who've come to help support us getting here and bringing you this coverage, to Hobbywing who are there with us, Sweep RC, Team Savox, Ride RC or RC Ride as I said, and Australia's Speedy RC. All working with us here at RC Race Media and Scotty Ernst Production. Scotty will be here on the microphone from Friday onwards. We look forward to sharing the whole weekend from open practice through all of the qualifying to Sunday's incredible finals here from RC Addict for TITC 2026.